I think, as Americans, we often think of America as the giant melting pot where everyone's cultures come in and becomes this one ambiguous culture, which is true to an extent, but actually is not, I think, the heart of God. And I think the reality is, like, when someone says they're colorblind, they're actually not seeing a part of who God made them. When we're combining everyone's culture into one thing, then you're actually taking away what God created. And I think, I said earlier that God made me Chinese American Christian on purpose. And I think God made each of us with our races and our ethnicities on purpose. And there's a beauty to our culture and our heritage that only we can bring to the table because of who we are. And if I were to assimilate to, for instance, white culture, then I'm taking away all of the beauty of Asian culture that I carry and saying that actually is not valid and that is not something that God would want. And that's not true, because God actually so values the Asian people and he so values the Chinese people and the things that we bring to the table, like community and family and honor and, all these kinds of things. And white culture brings other beautiful things like independence and structure and things, so many things that you could name. And to do away and say, I don't see your color is like saying, I don't see what God created you specifically to be. And therefore, you're not looking at God's creation and you're not acknowledging the beauty that he's made. Yeah. And not acknowledging him then, because we are made in his image. So I think colorblindness, I think there's good intent behind it, but it's actually, it's a step short of where we should actually be. And I think it's a helpful step when you're looking at color as a negative thing for maybe a season to be a little colorblind, but you should always actually be stepping into seeing each other for who we are and who we're created as, because that's actually the beauty of all of us.